This series is made possible by my Patreon members. Thank you for supporting the journey. In the last video, I was in the Bahamas aboard the Margaritaville at Sea cruise ship. Now, I'm taking you behind the scenes on a part of my journey I don't always share. I need to get to Vancouver, Canada for a bucket list cruise to Alaska with Royal Caribbean. But I've got time to spare. First I fly to Vancouver, Canada via Seattle with Alaska Airlines. Then hop aboard a tiny flight to Vancouver Island where I'm going to visit friends in Campbell River. Then I leave Campbell River by minibus and then ferry from Nanaimo to Horseshoe Bay, followed by another bus into the centre of Vancouver, where I'll pick up my cruise the next day. I had plenty of legroom on the 737 MAX, and yes, that is a bag full of snacks. Alaska Airlines tends to have the best deals on this particular route from Fort Lauderdale up to Seattle, which is of course one of its hubs. If you saw my recent Porter Airlines video, I took that because I couldn't get a deal on this particular flight. Just about made it in with about 10 minutes to switch gates. Heading to gate C. Glad to have made it, although I don't get to see Seattle this time. Thank you. You're good. Go ahead. Sorry. There was absolutely no hanging about at Seattle. Straight onto this Embraer and ready to rock to take the short flight up to Vancouver ahead of my third flight in one day. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So that was trip 2 of 3 today. Just a quick hop, skip and a jump. 25-minute flight. Time for the fun one. The Pacific Coastal. Now this was a fun one. I've been trying to take Pacific Coastal out to Vancouver Island a couple of times and hadn't been successful due to weather. I made a whole video about this, which is linked in the description below. I'm taking Pacific Coastal today and heading over to Vancouver Island. When I started this channel, I would fly and travel frenetically, and probably from time to time I could have done with a good rest. So now I build in time to go and see friends along the way. My good friends Amy and Richard live on Vancouver Island. And how could I go all the way to the Pacific Northwest and not call to see them? So I made sure that I had a couple of days with them while building in a couple of fun flights like this one with Pacific Coastal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good day.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Hope you enjoyed the flight.
It was wonderful.
Vancouver.
Where did the second one go?
Over there. Oh, it's right here.
Hello.
Hi, bud. What is it? That's a very, very large cat.
I was lucky enough to have time to relax and enjoy the sights, including quite a lot of hiking. At the time I was there, wildflowers were just coming into bloom. I made sure to be careful of old bears, of course. Time to break out the old hiking boots. Wouldn't this do your heart good? Oh, I just love Vancouver Island. If I had to pick one other part of the world other than Ireland to live in, Vancouver Island would be it. I think there'd been a bit of a storm not long before I got there, and there were a few trees that were down. If I still had a wood burning stove, which I no longer have, I'd love to get at that tree trunk and get it chopped up for next year's wood. The route that I took me right round by the harbour in Campbell River. And on a sunny day like this, it's also hard to resist. My friend's cat Jack took a bit of a shine to me and spent at least part of his day making biscuits. His friend Bandit was harder to win over. I'm in favour of having to earn your supper, and while I was here, Amy was chopping wood out in the backyard. It's a long time since I've picked up an axe, but she and Richard challenged me to give it a go. For men of TikTok. Shit. That was really bad.
It's okay, you can do it. You just keep going. That's what editing is for.
The first one didn't work out quite so well. But I get there in the end.
We'll get some more.
That is a tough one. Good morning from hip-hop happening downtown Campbell River on Vancouver Island in British Columbia and Canada. Things are quiet this morning. I'm taking the Island Link bus from here in Campbell River all the way to Nanaimo, where I'm picking up a ferry to head towards Vancouver City, where I'm staying tonight. Join me for the journey.
Sure. And send it back to the lady and go, there it is.
That's it. Okay. $55 might seem like quite an expensive price to get from Campbell River to Nanaimo, but at least it's one of the most beautiful drives in the world. Not only for the waterfront, but I also like the trees. The bus does stop at multiple points along the way, and the few times that I've used it, it's been quite busy, so I would recommend that you pre-book this if you're serious about taking it. Plus, it costs a little bit more if you just show up on the day to buy a seat. Before long, we were pulling in at Departure Bay Terminal for the BC Ferries trip.
Anybody going on to Victoria? I'm the bus going to Victoria, so your stuff can stay on the bus. Everybody else, make sure you have your own belongings and have a good trip. Thank you.
The weather on this day was just fantastic, and look at those fantastic blooms. Now, the building is very modern here. I just lined up because I had a question about the ticket I'd bought online. That was all resolved pretty quickly. There's a couple of shops, somewhere to get a cup of coffee, and you can watch the boat coming in. If you intend to check luggage, you take a label, pop it on your bag and drop it off right here. While a lot of cars and small vans take this route, there's also a lot of foot passengers like me. The departure lounge does get pretty busy, and when people are called forward to get onto the ship, it can feel like a bit of a cram. I can't help but feel that a slightly better organised methodology would work out, particularly for people who need assistance. But on board, there's piles and piles of room. I suppose people want to get a seat at the front and get a nice view. That's certainly what I hoped for, and you know what? I got. If you're hungry, you'll be well catered for on board BC Ferries. There's a very nice restaurant on board serving hot and cold food. That's somewhat in contrast to its much smaller rival, Hello Ferry. You may have seen my review video of that, which is here on the channel. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. It's much smaller and goes from Nanaimo to downtown Vancouver, while this route takes us to Horseshoe Bay, a little bit outside of town, but there's an excellent bus, as you'll see.
It's definitely looking at the website.
If you're still with me, you've heard me say 3 times now, this is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And really, this is one of the best ferry journeys in the world. Just pulling into Horseshoe Bay is really wonderful. If you do get the chance to take this route, please do. It's really well worth it.
Glasses was found in our cafeteria. Please claim it at the cashier also in the cafeteria. Thank you.
It can be as busy getting off the ferry as it was getting on, so do watch your footing when you're coming across this bridge. Now, if you're very lucky, you'll get to see one of the seals who hangs about here in Horseshoe Bay. On this day, I was very lucky indeed. It can take a few minutes for the bags to come through, but then you can go ahead and grab the bus from right outside the terminal building, and it goes right into central Vancouver. I always stay the night before a cruise. In Vancouver, I went with the Holiday Inn downtown, only because the Pan Pacific and Fairmont Waterfront were sold out. You'll find my full list of the best Vancouver hotels on my blog. There's a link below. Hello from Canada Place in Vancouver, Canada. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick.